spirituality and why the world is so-called illusions of mind. And masters, they said in earlier our scriptures, or many other masters said, Brahma Satta Jagat Mithya, Shankaracharya. Anyway, what does that mean? So those things will focus upon. I have been guided by the masters to discuss about this again because of what is happening in the external world. Many people are shaken. So a lot of negative things are happening, and a lot of unfairness is happening. A lot of things are good things getting destroyed, and it appears that bad thing is taking over and things like that. So it is our fundamentals and all. Even people are questioning whatever we have learned from the childhood. Is what we are going to teach our children and how we can guide them? Well, the framework has been shifted, looks like. So it is important to understand the background. And I shared my experience of this so-called external world, or running behind name, fame, money, and all wealth. I achieved quite a lot because it is that time. It is, and from my professional life and all, name, fame, everything. That's all there. But there was something missing, and then I saw that things are not working. It worked. Means whatever the kind of thing I thought that it was, this is the way, this is the thing, this is to be achieved, this is to be performed, and all these things, all calculations so-called with my intelligence or whatever experience, everything. Earlier it was successful, very successful. Yeah. So, but so then it started crashing down, and from that is, you can say that from the ashes, the phoenix to destroy completely my old concept, old ideas, old power, old tactics, old method, old way of doing things. Old means what was successful. I was having most of the success codes and worked through many kind of systems and all. In my country, other countries, everywhere. It's all going very well. Anyway, those kinds of things, and then that thing happened. So later on, when I look back, then I realized that was also necessary for me to evolve. It is not that same thing, I could have done that. And unless until those kind of thing happens, everything in my external world was crashing down. I would not have chosen to find anything else forget about spirituality. I will not even think of that if I'm still enjoying, my so-called life. Maybe I was still now you may find me into the some, like top class bar in the some, some upscale cities somewhere in the world. But anyway, those things about. So there is a reason for that, what happened, and I am now felt that and I now feel that was happened a lot much earlier, from now 15 years back. So it is a form of the divine grace was showered on me, and that's how wherever I am today. I lost whatever I had that time. I lost that. So those are the transient thing, the limited thing, the short-lived thing, mortal thing, whatever name you call it. And what I got now is infinite, the immortal, and what is called eternal. What earlier, whatever I used to do, that is for the happiness, no? To success and all, to just make myself happy. I could not do that. Yeah? So whatever it is. And finally, that when the spiritual thing, transformation happened, and from the external, I drawn to internal, and then I was guided, of course, because nobody in this world come from the birth, everything. So I also learned, followed the masters, they try to understand things, and end of it, that when I stopped if I had earlier, but that makes the ultimate the transformation, and this now it is a permanent. Nobody can take it out. So yes, it is possible that somebody may not, somebody may not like, or they say we don't agree with you. That's fine. Everybody has a free will. They have a right for that. But end of it, whatever finally we landed up in here, that is is completely divine, fully in tune with that universal consciousness, and that is for the humanity. So now this life has a meaning. Earlier, that is running, but not much meaning. Running behind many things, success and this and that, and objects and things like that. Yeah. So anyway, so this now whatever why I mentioned all those kind of things, because whatever happened with me though that time 15 years back, now it is happening in the mass scale. Many people, almost everybody in our group, and others also, our family and friends, they are facing this. Yeah? So lot of questions, no answer. Yeah, lot of why it is like that, what wrong I have done. Yeah? मैंने तो किसी का कुछ नहीं बिगाड़ा. Why I need to face all these things? Why this we have to? मैंने जगदीश सिंह song, no? जग ने छीना मुझसे मुझे जो भी लगा प्यारा, and that kind of stuff. Though that is also a phase. Yeah? So we are undergoing and asking, getting troubled, and asking this question, not getting answered. And also, means initial stage we try to blame many things, system and this and that, or known people, or all those kind of things. But anyway, it doesn't matter how many people we blame and things like that, but we could not get it. Yeah? We could not get the key of that breakthrough, what were, needed, desperately needed for us. So this to go to this path, this as now what is happening is, because if we ourselves choose to go into that direction on our own, we could have been passed through to the, the higher understanding long time back. But those of us who has chosen or taking our own time or still deciding, still this thing, they are the most who are getting affected now. What is happening is the vibrationally, the energy has been completely, shifted and they changed basically. There is no such, always there will be change, and it is energy become very high. Who did not make through any practices or the place, because they cannot match that kind of the energy. So, and that's why they get feeling like dropping out from it. So they cannot match with that kind of, this kind of energy. Just to give you the general overall understanding why this is the energy shifting. So because Mother Earth is correcting itself. So whatever on its Mother Earth surface, they are getting affected. So by this change, because we have done enough damage already. So it needs to be course correction to go into the level where it should be. If you ask me where the our scriptural way of understanding thing, then you know that in Indian scriptures, and the 4 yugas they say. I'm just giving you understanding. I'm not saying this is correct, that is correct, and on scripture to follow, which not to follow. I'm not going to that. What I'm saying is just for understanding purposes, 4 yuga. So first is Satya Yuga, then Kreta, then Dapar, then Kali. Like if you say the percentage wise, it is like Satya is I think 100%. That the truth, and no, that is nothing untruth. And then upper is 25% untruth, rest of the truth. And so the Kreta is 25%, the upper is 50%, and then Kali is 75%. So now that 75% has happened, it is a maximum. That's why most of the thing you see that it is based on the negativity, or what is called the bad people are winning kind of thing, because the basis is Kali Yuga. So there is no other place to go now. It has to go back to Satya Yuga. So if you say the what is called the bad things or negative things, maybe it was 0, then 25%, then 50%, then 75%. Then next jump is not 100%. It's not possible. 100%, the completely negative. So it will go back to the Satya Yuga, another one. I'm just saying what is written in the scripture. So already you have the negativity from 0 to 75% step by step. But when the change will happen, so each time the increment is 25%. Okay, 0 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 75. So 25% of the whole thing it's undergoing this kind of, it is you can say the acceptable range. Yeah. Now, as it will go back to Satya Yuga, next one, or golden era, we call it. So it has to come down from 75% negativity. Means I'm saying maybe you can assume it is going little higher. It jumped to 25, then slowly going up, then 50, then some 75, slowly going up. Maybe now it is 90% or so. Then the toppling happens. So then it will crashing down to 0 again. No, it will be all governed by the Satya, the truth. So as it is not the jump of 25% in the state, now it is falling off from the 90% to 0. Or if you take that starting point of the Kali Yuga is 75%, at least from 75% to 0. That is a big jump. I'm just giving you some understanding point of view, scientifically to understand what is happening. Okay. So, इस तरह का झटका तो पहले नहीं लगा था, because it will now crashing down. It will means all negativity will be, need to be removed, and that's what exactly Mother Earth is doing. Taken to a certain vibration where that is possible, 75 or 95%, 90% to zero, that will happen. This process is terrible. Means it is to break down almost everything so that it goes back to the zero where it will be. So with that system, it is the system what will be the only, you can say, the religion is humanity, only operating principle is pure love, unconditional love. It will go into that. That is, you can say, the Satya Yuga equivalent. This crashing down is currently happening. Okay. And now that's what many people are experiencing, that everything is not working, crashing down and all those kind of things. So when this crashing down is happening, who will, in this process, whoever is attached to the previous kind of things, like corruption and, falsifying and this kind of things, maybe they were successful. As I said earlier, whatever tactic I used in my life, I was successful. Those successes, now the failure time is coming or almost came. It already started in a mass level. So there is a madness. You can see that everything, they are fighting with each other. Basically, they will be destroying the many part of that humanity who are still cannot find the way out or go to that thing, which is the truth. All untruth thing will be dissolved. Those untruth things are called illusions or the Maya. So today we will discuss why most of the things in this world are not true, the Maya, illusion. So what is then? So that is the ultimate truth, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. That is the ultimate one, which is eternal, which is non-perishable, non-negotiable, not changing, and that is the one. Okay. So whoever has clinged to that, the truth, they will be saved. They will be the guiding what to do then, And those are already come into the divine fold, protected, and they will be guided. And rest of the things who are still think they can manage the life, the world, the wind, or whatever it is, they will feel crashing. Something or other will happen almost every day. You will see what crashing looks like. So it will not be a very pleasant thing. So what we need to do is, in this, protect ourselves physically. Yeah? So because we can get harmed very easily. And particularly the energy till 29th of March is very, very chaotic. That is the purpose for that. I explained earlier. I'm not going to that detail for our camp and other details. I'm just giving you today the overall understanding. So these things will happen, and many things. For me, it is just my personal estimate. It will take about 3 more years. This kind of stuff, disturbances and all those kind of things, and things will happen. But eventually, everybody has to come under the guidance of the truth, the universal consciousness. Babaji is preparing thousands of masters so that level where the guidance is needed, they will not need for more money or more property or bangla gadi and things like that. They will need the peace of mind. Yeah? They will want it to come out of fear. Okay. So the masters are there to teach the path of pure love. There is no fear. The fear is absence of love. Like the darkness is absence of light, same like that. That is the truth. Pure love and the truth, that is the ultimate power, will take things out of anything. Because these this kind of chaos, it is not possible for anyone or any country or any system to control. It is going beyond control already. Yeah. So Mother has this art is taken over. So now we have to be just go into that kind of energy and like support the mission of Mother Earth, get it to save the humanity and get into the next golden era. That is our mission, and that's what we are doing right now. All right. So this is the background. So there is no point in discussing what's wrong has been doing all over the world. I'm not going there because why? Let me give you the answer to that also. Why? Because it is like a garbage. More you play with the garbage, the smell will come, bad smell. So there is no point in discussing why that is happening there, why this is happening there, why we're not getting justice, why this is unfair, why this, what the wrong. It's rotten system. Okay. So more you think about it, more you deal with it, and that bad smell will come. Another thing also, that in this process, you will lose complete interest, full interest in other people. Yeah? I'm just telling what is going to happen. Because whatever the type of people, no matter, they may be celebrity or, very successful, richest persons or very powerful, this thing, you will lose interest in them because at some level, you will get that smell of the rotten part of them, and then you will realize there is no point in following something which ultimately rots. Yeah. So where you can get something which does not, that is where the truth is coming. That is where the divinity is coming. Once you get the taste, then it will, because it is a fundamental truth, it is of pure love and compassion and things like that. There is no question that it will change someday or something will happen. So it will remain so. It was there, it is there, and it will be there because it is eternal. Only our view changed. What I'm saying is just following that, they will come back and then start your journey. And in this process, all of you will take your power back. Too much power. Our power has been given to the system, to the government, to the other people, the society, or the, so-called all associates and things like that. So that we are now taking back because it is not working anymore. Those kind of things are not working. So this is the process of taking power back. And this is stuck up, this power back, not by force. That is a fallacy of that. We'll take the power back with a pure love, not by any other force. It will not work. You cannot compel someone, maybe temporarily, yes, with the power, force, money, and manipulation and things like that. Earlier it worked, but not now. It will not. It will even now giving lure of something will also not work. People who were earlier maybe ready to do anything for save money, now they will not. They say, I don't need money, keep it with you. Because they get completely disillusioned. And okay, let me give one example. You know that in the telephone comes, you have win the prize and all those kind of things. If it is 20 years back, that could have been, of course, those are the thugs and cheats. But that time, many people got attracted to it. As of today, I think hardly 1%. The fools are only get trapped into that. Many people say, I don't need it. They're not interested about all these kind of things because to get rich quickly and things, this kind of stuff. No. So like that, we'll lose interest in earlier what happened to be the very, very attractive and people who run behind, and those have been used to manipulate us, to cheat us. We are aware, that's why we saved ourselves. Same thing in the life. the awareness can take us there. That lure of so-called the carrots will no longer move us. We need some substance. With that substance only come from the truth, nothing less than that. So all we are doing that, finding out our own truth. Yeah. So truth means directly downloaded experience, but knowledge, knowingness, and individual. It is not through someone else. That we need to learn. What I was taking, that we are not interested in anyone else, take our power back. Our power back is yes, but you replace with what? Replace with your own connection, your own power. Your soul knows everything. You don't have to go to anyone else. It has got all the power. Only you have to, this is the time to claim that power and then move forward. So in your life, and your life mission will be revealed to you. You will be guided and things like that. And whatever, you will complete your life with a huge experience, because we are that generation, who has not completed yet, seen three phases. Old system, the transition, what is happening now. It started 2012, and this transition period, a massive transition, and this kind of like COVID and pandemic and this kind of situation is never, I don't think last or several generations have seen this kind of stuff. But anyway, and finally going back to the golden era. So this is like starting from 90% back to 0%. This first is going up there and then going down, and all this huge transition and rate of change. We are experiencing all. We do have all the power. So only thing is we have to unleash the power, and then when you achieve power back, and then it is all fine. We can go through, and we can at the end of it, it will be all worth it. All whatever you have done, even though at the time of going through it is, of course, I should not lie. It is experience are really terrible. It is like climbing a steep mountain. While you climb, you will have a tiredness and sweating and all those kind of things. Very, very tired, and you cannot move and too much. But when you complete your journey, then it's worth it. Okay. All right. So with this background, let me now go back to the point, a few points I mentioned. So first is everything in the external world, our mind constructs, so-called illusions. So how come everything in the world is a mind construct? Isn't it? Physicality is not real. Yes, that's not real. No. So yes, they are real, but they are not the ultimate truth. They are real, but they are subject to change. Whatever you see, whatever you experience in the external world will be changed. It is also said that one thing is constant in life, that is change, and that is very correct. The thing is, if anything is changing, that is limited, means it cannot be infinite. If there is a finite thing, it is changing, and today it is there, tomorrow it will be something else, and all this kind of thing. If something is changing, that cannot be the ultimate truth. The truth is never changing. Yeah, it's eternal and it cannot be changed. That is the truth. Anything in your life is changing, then it is not the truth. So whatever the life we lead in, everything is changing. Yeah? So, and those are not the truth. So what we are then, how come it is illusion? Is it not real? It is a real at that moment, but the moment passes and then the thing changes. So that time it is no longer real. And also it depends upon that whatever you are saying in this external world, belongs to the eyes of the beholder. How it is? Suppose a fruit, orange. So people who maintains the orchard, the gardens, orange is their produce. Yeah. The vendors in the market, orange is their product to sell. The buyers who come, there's some item to buy, to have. That's why they go to the market, the orange is there. From a, say, agricultural, who study the agriculturist or whatever you call it, for them it is a plant product. For a scientist, it is a combination of certain biological cells in a certain form. The scientist says, yeah. Whoever has gone to the, quantum physics or that level of science, so they see it is a bundle of atoms or molecules together, certain combination, the bulk. Yeah. The person who has gone into the higher reality, for them, it is just a bundle of energy. Energy has manifested itself into this form of orange. That's it. Yeah. It is at that moment of the theory of relativity. Energy cannot be created, cannot be destroyed. It can be transformed from one thing to another. Now, whatever you see as a form of orange, earlier it was not there. In future also, it will not be there. It will be transformed to something else. Maybe you will eat it and it will be converted into your physical energy. That's how that whoever is their conscious level, they look into it, into that different. So isn't it that same thing, but different people are experiencing in a different way? What makes the difference? Because they are understanding and the perception of the reality. Okay. The reality is different for the different people. If something is different from different to different people, it cannot be the ultimate truth. Ultimate truth is one. Okay. So anything in this world, whatever you see, if it is changing, and many people are experiencing those kind of things, that is real, yeah, but it is a transient reality. It is just changing. It's a deep subject. I'm trying to simplify it, okay? We are not saying it is false. Illusion does not mean it's a false. Many people misunderstood when, Shankaracharya said, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. Mithya doesn't mean it is completely false. Mithya means it is untruth or illusion. So that does not mean that it doesn't exist. It exists in your perception. That way it is a reality, but it is not the ultimate truth. It is not the Satya, the truth, ultimate truth. You can say it is a temporary truth, yes, but ultimate truth, no, because it is changing. Yeah. All right, so whatever, another way of looking at it is that whatever you are experiencing through your five senses, those are not the truth. Those are interpreted version of the truth. Because our five senses are limited. We cannot see everything. We cannot hear anything. We cannot touch everything. We cannot taste everything. Yeah. If our instrument is limited, how we can get into the truth? Okay, it is a small part of it. That's why that famous story, that I think 5 blind persons, they have been given to an elephant was there into one place, and they send you, say, this is an animal called elephant. You just experience that animal and come back and tell us how it is. So you know the story. Some people go into the leg of an elephant. They said it's like a pillar. Then somebody touched the tail. It's like a rope. Somebody went there to the trunk, and they say it's like a pipe. And somebody touched the belly and said it is like a big what is called the jar where they keep that wine and all those things. So they said it is like a pot or the vessel, thing like that. So the different people, and that some people the ear they say it like a clap sort of thing. So same animal, but different people, they have given based on their limited understanding, whatever by touch, whatever they can information, they're saying it is like that. And same with our understanding of this world. Whatever instrument we are using to understand this world is limited. And that includes not only 5 senses, our intellect. Our intellect is not infinite. Our intellect can be contaminated. Intellect can be biased. Intellect can be programmed. And that's why it's happening all over the world. Many human beings are programmed because their intellect was hacked. They were able to change things. And so they cannot distinguish which is foreign and which is on their own, because they lost that original purity, the reference frame. So over the period of time, it's gone. So now there is no reference also. So that's why they think this is the right, because the other things, it doesn't exist for them. So there is nothing to the reference and compare to. That's why. Yeah. So basically, this is completely lost. And it will go and hit somewhere, and then that rude awakening will happen, and then try to find out something which is more meaningful and which works for them. Then only they will come back to the so-called the path of purity. Anyway, so whatever we call our life is just a series of our own experiences. That's what we call it life. So we use our 5 senses, what is called our intellect and things to experience life. That the instrument of these 5 senses and intellect and the whole package together, the mind, body, intellect package is called ego. Yeah. So more we are experiencing anything to ego itself is not the truth. It is a local and operating environment. It claimed to be the boss, but it is not. It is not the truth. So anything processed through ego is distorted version of the reality. So that also complicates. So whatever input we get, and our ego filters them because it's the boss. It allows something, it doesn't allow something, or whatever it suits its agenda, it says okay. If it doesn't suit, it says no, it's all wrong, it's all false. So that's why we also be slave of ego. So an ego controls us through mind. So that is also there. So our mind basically the controlling the whole experience of life. And that's why our life, so-called, our world is called mind construct. It is perceived in our mind. The reality may be something else. Because if it is the truth, then why it would be different from different people? No, it should be the same. Yeah. So if it is not same, that means those are versions, those are not the truth. Okay, so that is the conclusion here. Now, next point is the more you think of objects, the more world will appear as you are real. So, see what you are thinking about something, then that thoughts you will get more about it, and more it will find a reality in your reality. Suppose you are thinking about money only all the time. So your world is everything about money. Okay. So your world, all all your awake state, whatever a success in life is about money, and failure in life about money, and what you need to do is about money, and what you want to lose about money. Everything is about the money, money, and money, because you think about money all the time. Okay. So if something else you pick up, you think about it, and that becomes your life. Simple. So it is basically whatever you are thinking, whatever that you are projecting, and that becomes your life, actually. So that is where it is coming to this thing that the more you think of objects, the more the world will appear as real. Means whatever you are now thinking, money is just given one example. So any other thing you consider as a part of your life, and you keep thinking about it, and more of that will appear. Rest of the things you will ignore. For you, they don't exist. So your life will be leading towards that, and whatever the outcome of that life will be, isn't it your own mind construct? End of the day. Yeah. Those are all, whatever you have given importance, that's why the life is. And that is why it is different for different people. It's a different issue that many people consider certain things as the primary important. I'm not saying that they're not there. Yeah. Maybe you will get 100 more people. Opposite is not true. If 100 people are saying this is the life, that does not mean there is another version of exist. Okay. There is no exclusivity. So then how do you guess with them? How do you deal with it? Go back to the truth, which cannot be interpreted, which cannot be termed, which cannot be changed. So if you go back to the truth, that's it. That is the final outcome of your experience of life. We need to find out way how to reach to the truth. That is our sadhana. Anyway, also if you see, when you are, how another way of looking at this issue of what we are saying, that everything in your life is in the mind construct. So another way of getting that point is in the deep sleep. One part time in your sleep, you don't even dream. Yeah. In the deep sleep, it's your whole body, you do exist. You didn't disappear, you do exist. But what disappears in the external world? External world disappears that time during deep sleep, susupta avastha, deep sleep, because that time no mind is working. As the no mind is working, that's why there is no so-called world or life. Isn't it? Every night when you sleep, there is one part, you don't dream, you don't even remember, nothing there. That your world ceases to exist at those point of time. It's not a fraction of a second, it can be hours. So your world, your life stops at that particular time. So that is one way of looking at it, of what happens in the deep sleep. And that is also a proof that your world stopped existing when your mind stopped working. So if I use this clue in the other way around, that means if I change my mind, change my attitude, change my things, then my world will change. Answer is yes. That is smart way of dealing with it. That is what it needed. We have to reprogram, then it will happen. But anyway, it's a different thing that even reprogram is another sort of program. So that program has its own pros and cons. So finally, what you need to do is stop the mind activity altogether. That's why you will go beyond mind. That will come later on. Okay. Anyway, so there will be world if there is mind only, and the mind alone creates the world. So from whatever we discussed so far, this is a concluding. So whatever you called your world, that is created by your mind. Not necessarily they will be all true or the ultimate truth. Yeah, that is your reality, yes, but may not be the truth. It is the way you see it. And all your world is created in your mind. So that's why the world is called the mind construct. As it is a mind construct, that's why it is an illusion. Or you can say set of illusions. Yeah, okay, fine. But it is a bunch of illusions. But you are experiencing, you call life or the world, your world. Okay. Okay, so now it has come to another important factor, which is called time. So not only the world, the time, whatever you are experiencing, which is the time, whatever you are experiencing, it is also a mind construct. How it is going to that? So let us a little bit of explain to that. So we have seen that whenever we are happy, then time passes very quickly. Yeah? But when we are unhappy, some bad thing is happening, or maybe you are waiting for something, we're waiting, the flight is delayed, when it will start, we're waiting there in the airport, or somebody is supposed to come, not coming in time, all these kind of things. We are very unhappy and that time looks very, very long. Yeah? So in this case, the time is dependent on your mood, like your mind. Also, that if you can dissolve mind which creates illusion, there will be no world for you. Okay, this is what we already earlier discussed. Now we are going towards that how to go beyond that. Okay, let me tell a few more things about the time as well. So the time itself is, that's an illusion, because what happens is it is our perception of time that we are thinking which is right. Very common, normal example. Suppose now, right now, yeah, it is, we are many people here, yeah, from the different parts of the world. Our times are all different, right? Clock time. But truth is, we are in the same time. We are communicating live. So our times are different. Our daylights are different. Our time of the day are different, and the light is different, and the clock time is different, all the different things. Because based on our own locations, we are deciding the time. So whatever my clock will not be same as your clock. So that means, what I mean to say, even the truth is the time, we are in the same moment, but our times are different. Also, over the period of time, also our experience changes and our perception changes and things changes, place changes. Suppose you lived in one city for quite a long time. So suppose you lived there for 5 years. Suppose you lived Delhi for 5 years. So that time Delhi will appear something to you. Yeah. Certain experiences. Then you shifted to maybe Chennai. Then after you live there, Chennai for 10 years, then your idea of Delhi will change. Or maybe Delhi might have already changed, but your idea is still old idea. So in that case, your idea of Delhi and actual Delhi will be different. And the same thing, the Chennai, before you go to Chennai and after you spend time in Chennai, your experience of Chennai will also change. Place is same. So, but your idea changes. That's why you are getting the different, from the same place, you are getting the different versions of you, same you. So time will change, space will change. And why? Because you yourself, your perception has been changed. Nothing else changed. Okay. Suppose your idea about Mount Everest, whatever you used to think about in your childhood, now maybe you are thinking something completely different. Earlier, maybe it is some symbol of the top of the world. Now you see it like some adventure sports. The perception has changed. Or maybe it is a travel destination. You just think how much money it takes to go there. And if at all, who are the people or organization or the agents who can arrange it for me. So your idea of that thing in Mount Everest has changed. Mount Everest remains the same. But your Mount Everest has changed. So anyway, so all these things, the place, space and time changes because your perception has been changed. And that's why it is, but the reality didn't. It remains so and it will be so. Even we will end our life, but things will be there. The place and things will be still there. So it will remain so. No matter what we think about it, what is our opinion about it, what we talked about it, and what we shared about it, nothing else will remain. Eventually it will all dissolve into the eternity. So that is, nothing is important in that sense. Yeah. Okay. Now let us come to how to the little bit of going out of that. Means I think we got it clear about the illusion part of it and the version part of it and things like that. So understanding of that, everything is mind construct. So if I have to go to the truth, so what we need to do, we need to stop our superactive mind. That is the first stage we need to learn. So if we somehow able to dissolve the mind or the effect of mind, if we can quieten the mind, then we'll be able to go beyond that. This is if the noise of mind, which are the thoughts, if we manage to stop the thought, only then what is beyond that curtain of those kind of thoughts we'll be able to see, we'll be able to experience. That is what we in search of the truth. Because if we don't want to claim that our life is what mind gives us, to go to the truth of the life, you need to stop the mind first. Stop the interpreter first, which interprets the external things to you. Stop the interpreter so that you can be able to hear and see whatever the truly is. Yeah. So this is what is achieved during our spiritual practices. So that's why one fundamental thing of the spiritual practice is annihilation of the mind. And who is the boss of mind? Which is ego. That means if we do our ego, annihilate the ego, then that mind and intellect cannot control us anymore. Then we unshackle ourselves from this limitation, go beyond. We can fly high. This kind of state happens during samadhi or turyavastha. It is just an experiencing of superconscious state. Yeah. This, when we reach there, then ego drops there because it is beyond ego. Ego cannot reach there because if the mind, the stillness of the mind is achieved, then mind drops because thoughts always flow. We don't allow the mind to operate that way. Thought drops and takes the ego out of the scene so that we can get into the touch of that experience of the reality. not the reality, the truth. Reality is even the temporary experiences are also reality, which is not the thing we are talking here. Ultimate reality, the truth, universal truth. We are then, when we drop our mind, only then we are exposed to the ultimate truth. That truth, what is the fundamentals of that truth? It cannot be processed through five senses, and it is unchanging. It is not changed with anyone, anything, anywhere. If truth is, it is now, it is before, it will be. There is no change. Ultimate truth and spirit, going beyond the mind and connecting with the universal consciousness. All of us, we have the instrument, how to connect our soul. Yeah? Through soul, we can connect that and get that. Remember that our intellect cannot take us there. Because as I explained earlier, intellect can be contaminated. It can be changed. It can be biased. It can be programmed. And another interesting thing is, nowadays we have a lot of, hue and cry about the artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, they will take our jobs, and many people are sharing, many experts are giving their projections and the view and all those kind of things. All about the intelligence. Yeah. It is true that artificial intelligence will take a lot of our intellectual activities. That is true. It will come. It is a part of that change. Yeah. And so far the job and other thing is concerned, and same kind of argument happened when computer came, when first internet came, and many other things came, even mobile phone came, become popular. Many things told, many jobs will disappear. They did. Some of them did. Some new thing they came and things are going that. But the thing is, now I'm giving you something which is much, much beyond that. All these are the level of your intellect. Artificial intelligence also created by people with normal intelligence, natural intelligence. Yeah. As long as it is created by that some intelligent people, and that is also created in the so-called Kali Yuga. So it will be contaminated again. Yeah. Artificial intelligence also will be contaminated, if not already. They started some signals already. Ultimately used for warfare, developing the better weapon to kill, instead of one bomb kill 10,000 people, they can kill 1 million people at one shot. That kind of stuff. Artificial intelligence will develop that kind of stuff. So anyway, this artificial, that intelligence, it will have a capacity maybe more than human brain. It's possible. Yeah, that is quite possible. But I was just somebody posted one group message that what is called some robot with artificial intelligence robot, and one girl robot, and ultimately end up that because I don't have, in the last, I think one sentence is, I don't have something but you have. What is that? That I don't have a soul. So that is the key. Intelligence can be artificial, but consciousness cannot be. Consciousness is the ultimate thing. I will go into little detail after some time. Consciousness, actually, the truth. Everything is happening within the consciousness. Without consciousness, nothing is present. If you have a physical body, if you are intelligent people, it is your consciousness which is experiencing it. It is not your brain is experiencing. Everything is happening in the outcome of the consciousness. If the consciousness leave you, you become a dead body. Maybe you have everything, all organ, brain, everything, but there's no life. Energetic disconnection is just small is good enough. It can take another form or something if it wishes to. So everything is in the consciousness level and whatever. So you can artificially create a body. Maybe now 3D printed leg, arms will come and all those kind of heart, eyes will come 3D printed. A brain will be replicated by because the universal consciousness, whatever you see as a so-called artificial intelligence, it is also one form of the consciousness is playing with you. Yeah, it will give you more tool to play. So that what is the ultimate goal? Ultimate goal is to so that you realize yourself who you are as a consciousness. That is the truth. Unless until there are so many illusions or false thing you experience, how do you find out the truth? That's why it is give more tools. Artificial intelligence, one more will come. Don't worry. It will not stop there. Now the rate of change is so fast, many other things will come. Yeah. And it's true that many of the things will be gone into the negative territory, means creating war machine bombs and spying people and troubling people and all those cheating people. Those will be there. But some part of it will be like just to see and experience, and the overall purpose is take you inward. Yeah. Too much of time or our life is spent into analyzing the dirt. We are getting the smell. That only thing, if you get attracted to this external world, it means your that lesson has not learned yet. You will need more lesson, more harder lesson before you take the U-turn to come back. That's it. It has to be. There is no other way. It has to come to this level. The path of the truth, path of who you truly are. Pure love. No fear. Enough time and lifetimes you spend on the fearing something. No fear. You are the powerful. You have to find that power and then take the power back. And that's what is happening right now. All right. So next point is that truth is like sun. There is neither day nor light, neither yesterday nor tomorrow in the sun. Okay. This is actually day and night happens on the earth. It is a duality, symbolism, the duality. I think somebody in the group was asking about what is duality. Shushmita, you are here? Shushmita? I think Shushmita was asking what is duality. Nirupam has posted some message, meditational messages, and I think, all right, anyway. So duality is basically, that is our experience too. It has to give us experience of both, good, bad, day, night, black, white, all this kind of thing, like, dislike. These are the dualities, yeah. It's a purpose is so that ultimately find out the truth, which is never changing, ultimate truth. If night is not there, the purpose of day will not be able to understand or experience it, or even if experience it, value it. That is why this is created on the planet Earth. But the sun, if you see, there is no day and night. All the time is full of light. Okay? It does not need day and night. It is the way it is. That is how the truth is, all the time. It is that ultimate truth. It gives this light. It gives this energy to everybody else. But it itself is not undergoing any kind of day and night on the duality. It's in the unity consciousness. It's always in the light. Same here. So through these experiences, we need to go to that level. We have to find out which is never changing, which is ultimate, and ultimately we need to work toward that, and that is how our self-realization or evolution will happen. That's why you have been taken birth on this planet Earth, to experience that, experientially finding it out. It is all clues to go toward that direction, but of course it will not be given to us, because otherwise you lose experience. This is how it is, that we have to find out through the duality consciousness, And then we cut the veil of the Maya, the illusion, and then we see the clarity of the truth, which is unity consciousness. That is where we are going now. Consciousness is beyond time and resting, changeless, infinite, and eternal truth. So, as I was telling, it is not your version of that, like intelligence or your life. These are supposed to change here. This is not eternal. Consciousness is eternal. That is the ultimate truth. So, when this consciousness, when it experiences itself, that is the truth. When it experiences itself in some other form, they do bits and pieces. Then it becomes your reality, but that is not the ultimate truth. So consciousness is aware of itself. That is the truth. Awareness is the tool of the consciousness. And you can say the thoughts and intellectual things are the tool of the mind. So you have already evolved that. Go to the level of consciousness. Whatever you are experiencing directly in the consciousness, the universal consciousness actually experiencing itself, that is called awareness. The degree of awareness varies based on where you are. All of us, we came from the same source, we go back to the same source, and the truth is ultimate. So what makes this change? Change in the degree of awareness. Some people, the masters, they are well aware of the truth. And the seekers, or somebody who never heard the word spirituality, never interested, never bothered, they are in the zero awareness of the truth. Okay, they're still in the fully 100% illusions. In between are different types of the people, the spiritual seekers, that they get a glimpse of the truth, but not fully understood, not fully realized. Though are the people, though are growing. So they are the level differences, only the level of awareness, because truth will not change. Human being, they have been from the duality to unity consciousness. This is their journey. And all the world, this so-called big bad world, is created to find the truth out of it. Maybe sometimes they so-called lose the battle. It's okay. Another lifetime comes. It's okay. There is a karma. There are many other things out there. All those are the distractions. So finally, they have to find the way out, how to get out of this. What things through our own life, when we see the past lives, and people are also from internally, they don't do certain things because they know, because when inner voice comes, if you do this, you have to face the consequences. It is not that you have hidden from the people's eye that nobody knows. Your soul knows. The truth is that nobody else, your soul will punish you. Punish is not the right word in the soul level. What happens is, if you energetically disbalance it by doing something, saying something, or working something, soul will try to bring that equilibrium back into your system. You are also a form of energy. Yeah, I'm now telling from the higher perspective, the truth. So if the energy, your energy, this containment is disturbed because of any karma or anything and negativity, it is soul who brings it back to the neutrality, help you to bring it back to the neutrality. And that process, you can say the bringing back thing, it may be punishment of what wrong thing you have done in the past. So maybe similar way you have to do good thing, you'll be rewarded. But anyway, things will be balanced. That is nobody else. End of the day, it is our own soul. You cannot get rid of the soul. You can get rid of the people. You can fire people. You can punish people. You can, build a castle on the top of the hill and make some deep gorge around the whole stuff with full of water and crocodile, whatever it is. You feel safe, but you cannot, run away from your own soul. And that will make sure, because then consciousness takes over. Your soul consciousness is the individual representative of the universal consciousness. That consciousness will give you that. And then give, in like religious texts, there is after death, they go to something, Jamalaya or something, and there is Chitragupt, who takes account of what you did. According to the decide, you will go to the heaven or hell. That Chitragupt, Chitra, picture, Gupt, hidden. Yeah. Chitragupta is nobody. It's your own soul. If you believe in God, God doesn't have a time to address your issues. God has many things to do. It is your soul who takes care of that, and which has been represented as Chitragupta. It is your consciousness, individual consciousness that is always pure, always fair, always a thing. It cannot change. It cannot be biased. It cannot be contaminated. It is pure. And that will bring the purity in you. So rather than getting punished by our soul consciousness, why not? We clinch to it. We get guidance from our own internal purity and correct whatever might be because of our intelligence and our what is called ego. We have done it something which is not energetically neutral. We can get that. And so spirituality is exactly like that. Spirituality is nothing but how to connect with our own soul and then start communicating. Second phase, and third phase is live our life under direct moment by moment guidance from our soul. That's what the spirituality is. Every time I teach spirituality to someone or give any presentation, I tell this thing first. Spirituality is not what you think. It is just to connect with your own soul consciousness. That's it. That is spirituality. Soul knows everything. Soul can guide you. Soul is your inner guru. Nothing else is needed. Only external guru, yes, their job is to show you how to connect with your inner guru. Finish. Once you connected, broadband connection opens, external guru's job is over. Okay. Anyway, where we are. So consciousness is beyond time and rest in changeless, infinite, eternal truth. I just discussed that. That is the consciousness. And whatever we experience of the consciousness, that is the awareness level or whatever we have. And ultimately, the last point I've written is the truth is we are one. So it is the ultimate goal of the whole spiritual thing. Yeah, consciousness, travel to the consciousness level, to experience that we are one, the oneness. Even our group name is We Are One. Okay, that is the ultimate reality. There is no individual existence. Even we go to that sense, then I would say individually, his name is that, her name is that, he is doing so, she is doing so, this, that, and you good, bad, and all. There is no such thing called individual existence. This individuality, that me, you, he, she, they, all, these are all imaginary. Okay. Those who realize the truth, they know it is a part of the same universal consciousness. It is a part of the same hand, like 5 fingers. The sizes are different, they look different. Yeah, but came from the same, part of the same. We are all one. Yeah. So, when you realize that experientially, you get into that consciousness, when you internally experience that there is no difference. It's all part of the one. We are different representation of the same truth, same one, the oneness. The creator, or the source, whatever name you call it, the one, the I am consciousness, or whatever. Yeah. So we are part of that. Then that realization will solve all the matters related to the external world. It is like 5 fingers of the same hand. Just 2 fingers, they don't fight with each other, right? They don't hit each other, and they don't criticize each other. They don't try to, establish who is longer, who is, bigger and things like that. So, because they know they're part of one hand, one person. Yeah, that's why there is no fight. So, if we know that everybody in this world is from the same source, if I'm that, then these are all my part. Why should I fight with my other part of my body? That is the final, the consciousness level understanding, where we say in the golden era, the Satya Yuga, it will be the religion will be humanity. Okay, you are the human being, you are the representative of the same source consciousness. So then all this came, which, thousands of years back, Munis and Rishis, they have given the same message. Vasundhaiva Kutumbakam. We are all related. So this message, when it comes that, then the governing operating principle is pure love, because the universal consciousness expresses itself through pure love. We are all the manifestation of love, prema sarupa. So if the operating energy is pure love and the humanity, that will solve any problem you may have on this planet Earth. That's the direction we are going now. And through that, and path showed, the torch bearer will be the spiritual masters. They will take you there, because they're guided, as I mentioned, thousands of masters guided by Babaji. If you get an opportunity, get into that, because that is so-called your rescue mission. Otherwise, the external world will crash you. Yeah. So it will more violent, more something will come. Those who have already opted, there is a free will, there is no jabardasti, and of course you will not come by fear. Yeah. Because the reason you are choosing it, you get out of the fear. But because of that, if I don't come, God will punish me kind of stuff. That is old age's concept. God never punishes anyone. As I told, if there is any punishment, it comes from your own soul, nobody else. God is pure, so-called God, means universal consciousness is purely loving and things. It is a source energy. It will not punish anyone. It's hugely, infinitely tolerant and infinitely, given more options and make more things. It is you who need to find it out. Yeah? So you have to choose to come to that level and then take your power back. Then that will be, you will have something, Sachidananda state, all the time, full of joy. Sadachit Anand, okay, all the time. So that is the state it will be, and that state you cannot buy even spending the wealth of the world. So if that is the state you are, isn't it that happiness you are trying to get out of, having good food and, from your relationships, from your property and buying this good car and all those kind of things? Yeah. You will get it without going through all these processes and the grindings of the external world. We're going there. You can get it there. Then you express you live your life from that point. And that is why it is said that earlier concept was whatever joy, happiness you want. Suppose you want to say, you think if you go a certain place with a holiday, then you will be happy. Suppose, a foreign trip, a holiday. So then what you do to do that, then what you need to do, you need to, plan it, work towards it to get that. So means you have to save enough amount of money to go there. To have the money, you have to work and accumulate the money, save the money. Then you just buy the ticket or execute whatever is, spend that money to go there. Then you go to holiday and get happy. So in the spiritual domain, it is just the opposite. Because of no reason, you will be happy. Because you connected to the source, and source is all the time in infinite joy. Just by the connection, you be happy without any external reason. So when you be happy and you operate from pure love, whatever you do, whatever your activities you are doing, then it will be out of pure love. That's called compassion. If you work out of compassion, naturally you are not doing it for getting some reward or getting award or getting some compensation, nothing like that. You are doing it for your own joy. If you are operating in that mode, you will attract a lot of things, name, fame, money, everything you will attract, So that will be the reverse direction. Whatever earlier you gone there to enjoy, now enjoyment start first, rest of the things will follow. That is your complete life transformation. All of us, we are in that path and we are guided by Babaji regularly. onto that path. And this path, we have to, whatever you think that it is not working, you understand that it is understanding or awareness has dropped in that area. Today, this session, I'm not giving here any, I'm just giving you the fundamentals of this, what's the world and spirituality and, and the consciousness. This is not something new, but it is just a reminder for all of us. This is the journey, it is, we have opted at our soul level. Before coming to this part, I asked Babaji earlier, I think 2015 or so, why you have to face so many adversities into this world? So many things are wrong and so many injustices. A lot of poor people are dying and things like that. So then Babaji told me, you only chosen to come to have your life in this period to see all those three phases. Yeah, that is so true. All of us, we have chosen it to come into this lifetime. We didn't take this birth to go and sit down in the couch and eat biryani and and we pass our 80, 90 years and then thank you and go. That kind of life we have not chosen. So we have chosen it for a purpose, because this end of this life we will reach to, you can say that almost that maximum potential what a life can get you. So that's why it is an opportunity. It is not a punishment. Okay. We need to change a lot of paths on the way, because the direction we go and get a roadblock and things like that. So in this short span of life, we have tried many kinds of things into our life, find a way out. Even the global pandemic, this, that, on, whatnot. Many things we have seen, but we have finally, we did get our, like path through. And we have been, somehow or other, we get guided, we get supported. Some unknown sources and all it came and somehow we get through. Yeah, it is not a coincidence. Yeah, so it is synchronicity doesn't happen as a coincidence, because that is what we've chosen to experience in this lifetime. We did it nice and fine and take a nap and eat and sleep. This is not the life we have chosen. This is chosen, so now we are experiencing it. Yeah, so we are on it. We are on the journey. So let us take this journey as an adventure. And with all we have chosen to come to the spirituality, that much I can guarantee you are protected and guided. Actually, it's not possible to get that complete harm or something. So, but of course, there will be ups and downs. That is any road that is there. Go with the conviction. Do your best. Rest you leave it to the divine. And you are guided, you are protected, and you'll be there. I think Anurag Bhai from Australia, he also posted Babaji's message, I think 2 days back, right? So that is, Babaji's thing is always there, In fact, when I was seeking blessings for, the Kamakha trip also, Babaji also telling that, just go ahead, it is there, everything is there. And we need a lot of power. We need a lot of Shakti. That is true. We do need. It's not easy. But for that, like any adventure, just like I was giving example, climbing a mountain, it needs power. It needs energy. It needs endurance. We need to have that. Then we can scale the mountain. So same here. We do need. So we'll also get this this power. We will be guided and getting more. Our internal power we need that for our further stiff climbs. Even there are next years will be external world is quite tough. So it will be advised that try to get minimum exposure to too much of external input, many bad what is called bad newses and things like that. Earlier the media itself was more than enough. On the TV era I'm talking, and now the social media has come, so even a single minute you are not out of that. Anyway, we need to use that social media for our advantage, for getting good messages and good things, and encouraging messages rather than forwarding, who did wrong and all. It is like playing with the kachra. Yeah, playing with the garbage. More you play with the garbage, more bad smell will come. So it is your choice which one you experience. Yeah. My advice is no need. We know that is a lot of kachra, not of injustice, not of bad things are happening all around the world. Don't get too much emotional about the bad thing and all these things. What you can do is you pray to the Creator. Yeah. So it is a big lila, big game is happening. So it is for us. We have to let the Creator to take care of the things which is beyond our control. Only thing in our control is our ourselves. So in ourselves, we have to take care of ourselves. We have to make sure that whatever the guidance we are getting, whatever guidance when getting, we avail that and follow that and rest, and we surrender our lives, and we will be saved. We will be guided. That is for sure. With this, I'll conclude today's learning session. If you have any question, you are welcome to ask me now. Okay, go ahead.
Namaskar. Good evening. Yeah. The thing is, we all, after all, as a human being, we all have ego, especially, at present level, at least I have ego. That is what but now what happens, due to this ego, maybe finally when we, the conflict management tactics, what we call in management terms, is nothing but logo say, we should not fight with someone. But this fight happens, I think, due to ego only, most of the time. How we can have more control on that? Honestly speaking, I suffer a little bit, and sometimes, I have some expectation, but it is not met from that person through his behavior or whatever reason. We all are brought up with some, Indian concept of I am older, so the younger fellow must, some show respect, or those kind of taboo or prejudices or the background thing, what has happened through ages. So all these, how to shred all these so that, slowly I can have more control on my mind. This is what is my question.
Okay. All right. Okay. See, first, let me give you the last one first, expectation part first. I'm just giving a general understanding of the truth. I normally give one formula that happiness, success, whatever you call it, the enjoyment of life, enjoying life, it is inversely proportional to the expectation. Means, if my expectation is more, happiness will come down. So, if I cannot control my expectation, then I will be getting a lot of unhappiness from the external world, no matter whom. Maybe something or somebody, doesn't matter. If I can keep my expectation down, then whatever happens, maybe I accept maybe 50 or 60 or 70% of them, then my own happiness will not get disturbed. This way, if we go to the level of masters, what they do, their expectation is almost zero, going towards zero. As I mentioned, it is inversely proportional, means happiness is 1 upon expectation. So if the denominator goes towards zero, then other side, the happiness goes towards infinite. So what the masters they do, they minimize almost zero. They might have done life-changing things, healing somebody, or maybe great things, They don't expect even a thank you from the other person. That way, that person doesn't have any control over this master, and that is the way they all the time they're in a great joy. They don't need anything. They're getting joy from the internal connection. They don't expect anything from anyone. So if we take that and apply into our life as much as possible, I'm not saying overnight it is possible, but over the period of time, you stop expecting things, then my joy will go. If you get something without any expectation, then of course we will accept it. We'll be grateful, we accept, we appreciate that added to the joy. But if you don't get it, nothing will change because we are not expecting from the beginning. So that is how the expectation management, you can say, we need to learn it. Ultimately, it will be the zero expectation range. That will be, a little difficult to, so-called achieve or something, but it is not impossible either. All the spiritual masters, they are in that range. So this is about the expectation. Second, about your ego. Yeah, of course, that ego creates a lot of complications into our lives, and that is fact. That is our experiential fact. Everyday, life we do that. There, you have to do that. First, I will tell you what it does, then how to control it. What is the spiritual way of doing it? Why ego leads us to the clash? Because ego has a tendency, ego doesn't want to fail or ego doesn't want to be below anyone. That is a superiority complex. So, whenever you say something or you do something coming out of your ego, the other party, whenever ego says something, other ego responds. Because ego can identify each other very well. Okay. Like if you see in the night, in the streets, maybe one dog is barking somewhere, another dog also barked from another, another street, like that. So if something came contaminated by ego, people who are doing it, he will not understand, of course, but if there is an overtone of ego is there, other ego responds. As both having a superiority complex, the escalation goes in the escalation, finally it goes into a clash. Because nobody wants to give up and nobody wants to lose that battle. That's how it escalates. Now I'm coming, once you understand that, other person, I don't have any control because it is not beyond my control. So what I can do, I can reprogram myself. I can learn something so that my ego doesn't escalate. Now I'm giving what is the spiritual tool to do that. Spiritual tool to do that is start witness consciousness, like Sakshi Bhav. We need to practice what is going on in your mind. It needs a practice, Earlier, I used to practice this, what Rajdeep is thinking, what Rajdeep is feeling, Rajdeep is upset now, Rajdeep. Why? Because I wanted to keep away from, if I say it is me, then I cannot separate myself. The moment I reprogram myself that what Rajdeep is thinking, what Rajdeep is doing, then there is another entity which is saying what Rajdeep is doing. Creating this is called the witness consciousness, Sakshi Bhav. Slowly, if you practice it, you will be able to follow your mind all the time. All awake state, you are observing what is going on within you. There is no external thing. You are not talking or behaving something, just observing what's going on in your mind. Because from there it all starts, the thinking. Thinking triggers the emotion. The emotion gives us the outburst, then we act, and badly act, and later on we may regret also. So starting point is thought. If you're observing our own mind, then it can be assessed at the thought level before it goes out from my system. Then if it is not necessary, we stop it there. If it is necessary or have to put it in a certain way, we mold it and something, better version comes out, and that is called a response. Otherwise, if this is not available, then there is no response. It's always a reaction. And reactions are fully contaminated by ego. And that I explained earlier, that clash will happen, escalation will happen. So, key to hold that ego is Sakshi Bhav. witness consciousness. We have to practice it, and then slowly it will develop. After that, no matter what is the instigation is from the outside or somebody else, then we don't react badly, and the escalation doesn't happen. We maintain our own peace of mind, and only thing you have to let go that false egoistic sense of winning something or losing something. It doesn't matter. Somebody has a mouth, they have to right to talk anything. How does it matter? I don't feel that it is appropriate for me to react in this case. I will not do it. I let go. If somebody has to win, let them win. That is the way to deal with the ego. Okay.
So that means it is better. Bring the mind in an indifferent state. When I become indifferent to that issue or what is creating some reaction in my mind.
Not indifferent.
I tell Dibyendu be...
Dibyendu. Okay. Not indifferent. You should be fully aware, 100% aware. You obviously know what is going on. Okay. It's not indifferent. It is not avoiding. It is getting fully involved, but with awareness. Like you know what is going on. Okay. It's not indifference. Indifference means I just don't want to see there. No. That is running away. If we try to do that, more forcefully it will come back. You accept it.
So that means so that means when some this feeling is coming, then Dibyendu, the mind will tell Dibyendu, no, this is not correct.
No, you analyze. You create a
something
space.
Like that.
Create a space. Analyze before it goes out from your system. Analyze. Yeah. Maybe after that you decide, yes, this will be told. Then you tell. That's okay. I'm not saying the silence is the way out. I'm saying that there is a buffer need to be created before it goes out into your system. There is an internal checks and balances that will, get rid of 90% of unnecessary problems or ego tussles.
Ego or whatever, sometime, we call the frequency is not matching. So that by practicing this, the frequency matching will take place with other persons, something like that.
Not necessarily. Sometimes, you see, frequency, we call it a bandwidth. You have a certain bandwidth. Okay. Other person will have another bandwidth. So we communicate when there's a common bandwidth only we communicate. Yeah. But there are some cases your lowest bandwidth doesn't match the highest of the other person. Then communication not possible. Okay. This you will realize and choose not to escalate that, because you understand that person's that intellect or whatever, the frequency does not go beyond it. It's better to avoid. Why unnecessarily to fight with somebody and try to establish? This decision will come if you can observe this from an independent point of view. Otherwise, it is not possible. You drag into something, you don't understand what that person is telling and what he is up to. Unnecessarily drag yourself down, and end of it will big confusion and chaos will create. Okay. But if you are aware of yourself, you will know what is happening. Okay. Means if it is a garbage, you don't have to put your hand into the garbage. That's it. Okay. It is your choice.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
All right. Okay. God bless you. Monali.
Thank you.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam.
Yeah, you said that everything in the external world are our mind construct. Then the reality we are living in, how can that be mind construct?
The experiences are all mind construct. Your life is what your experiences are. Okay. Means, suppose you are saying that I have this house. Okay, that is your experience of the house. So when you come out of that house experience is not there. Okay. It does not mean that house has to destroy that time. It is not part of your experience that time.
Yes.
So your reality is when your mind is active, when you are experiencing that, then it is become your house. If you're not in that house, you're not experiencing it, it is not your house.
Okay.
So I'm not talking physically the house needs to be destroyed, but your life, certain portion of the time, that house doesn't exist because you're not experiencing it because of whatever be the reason. You've gone out for shopping or traveling or whatever. Okay. So in that case, it is a temporary reality. It is not the universal truth. That's what is told. It is not that we are not saying that house doesn't exist. It does, but it doesn't part of your life experience. Not available all the time. Okay. Also all of us at the time of our death, you have to leave everything there. So whatever you have to leave there, that cannot be the truth. Because it will change someday or other. That is the understanding of it.
Okay. Secondly, Guruji, something happened yesterday and I thought that I might not be able to attend Kamakya trip. I was feeling bad. And then this thought came to my mind that Babaji will take care of everything. Whether I was able to attend or not, it will be absolutely in Babaji's hands. So
Correct.
In that way, I feel blessed that I could think that also, that Babaji will take care of everything.
Yeah, you give Babaji take care of everything, but at the same time, earlier we were discussing about expectation. No?
Yes.
Keep your expectation down. You have to accept no matter what happens.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. If I get it, then Babaji. If I don't get it, that is something wrong
Then
with me.
also.
That
Yes.
is your expectation. Yeah, that
Yes.
will make you more unhappy. Okay. But
I know.
you have done your bit. Of course, we have to take action. We do whatever action necessary. Still, if it doesn't happen, then you live it. It is a divine will. And
Yes.
if it happens, go and enjoy. Both should be equally acceptable. And that is called equanimity. Okay. So these things you have to accept both.
Yes.
But only thing you have to do our best. Also, you should not criticize even yourself. You should not say, I might have done something wrong. That's why I could not go. No. You have to surrender that also. If it happens, that's also okay.
Acha. So if I keep this positive thinking that I might come, I will go because Babaji will take care of everything. So that is also not good. I have to be very neutral.
What I'm saying is, no, let me put it in the proper perspective. See, you say, I have done my best. Whatever need to be done, booking and this, that, I have done my best. Now, rest I leave it to Babaji.
Okay.
Okay. If it happens, very good. If it doesn't happen also, I'm okay with it. Because I have done my best. Whatever possible, I have done it. My intention is clear. Whatever action I have to take, I have taken. If still something doesn't happen beyond my control, so be it. Okay, that is divine will. Okay, then you are not disturbed anyway. Okay, and it will be taken care of. That is the truth.
Okay.
Only our way of understanding need to be pure. Like, I'm accepting whatever the outcome is. Ma phaleshu kadachana.
Yes. Okay. Another thing is, Guruji, yesterday during meditation, I didn't do 6-step meditation. After doing Anapanasati, I directly did Hidaya Upasana.
Yeah.
I want me to feel Babaji. I mean,
that's absolutely fine.
I can do that, na?
Oh, yes. You see, now in the mastery level, everybody has their own unique way of getting into the expanded awareness. Okay. You find that, oh no, very good. You do that. You have your own combination and things. You have done all those things. All the guidance are needed initially. Okay. Because initially we don't know which one is important, which one clicks, which one doesn't. But once you are through, after a few months or years, then you can find out and the way you can go. That is the way to evolve. Absolutely fine. Absolutely no issues.
Okay. Thank you, Guruji. Please bless me so I can divine. Please.
Yes. Babaji's blessings are there with you.
Thank you.
So
thank you.
Leave it to the divine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. God bless you. Okay, Dipannita.
Pranam Rajdeep uncle, gratitude for this session. My question is, you mentioned the change of energies in something that seemed like a cycle, and the understanding of the yugas, and from complete satya to complete chaos, and then back to that satya. So my question is, why is human nature such that it is a cycle, and why doesn't mankind learn from the previous chaos such that such a cycle can be stopped?
So that's a good question. See, because people normally don't learn lesson by observing. Okay. Many, in fact, most of the people, they learn in a hard way. When they are stuck, then only they try to find some solution. Otherwise, they don't bother to find the solution because it is not a problem. So why they will spend their effort and time and all? That is psychology. That is why you need to go into this kind of cycles, to go into that extremes before the choice is obvious. Means earlier time also choice was available. No? And the truth is many people, they've gone through by seeing, by observing, they just by feeling, there is no compulsion. Yeah, world was not that so-called bad at that time. But they chosen to experience the truth. That is a natural urge. So, but now natural urge has been reduced to the external things, and that is why it is difficult to come to the, which is so-called the natural. So if it doesn't happen naturally, then it has to happen in this way, in the hard way. So that is how it is. But the only thing I can tell that this is the only way, path of the truth is the only way. Going back to the creator, that is the only way. There is no other way possible. It is, we call it detour. It is just wasting time. Nothing else will happen. People will run behind many things. End up some point of time, they have to take a U-turn. Because whatever is not permanent, sometime, someday or something or other, it will rebuff. It will give its effect. And that is the time they choose to experience that and come back. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. God bless you. All right. So if there's any other question, let me know. Let me save my attendees. Okay, Sushmita.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam.
Actually, I wanted to ask, in a previous session, you were saying that in the Kamakha trip, many of us wouldn't be able to experience the energy because of the ego. What type of ego did you mean that time?
No, I have not said anything about ego and Kamakha trip.
No?
No. Ego was a different question. I explained how to avoid the ego, this thing. But earlier I said the Kamakha trip was there we have to pray and invoke the energy what we need for us to pass through the challenges of external world for next few years. But nothing to your ego. That is different issue. Ego, how to deal with ego is a different question that I was answering. Okay.
Then I got it wrong. Sorry.
All right. No issues. Okay. Devashmita?
Yeah, sorry, Ranjdeep. Pranam. Asking you a very question that everyone, it's related to today's topic only. So, is it true that everyone will have to learn in a hard way? Is it true for every human being? Or is it like this that if you are you are into the spiritual path, then you are saved and you are not able to realize that it was the hardship that you are going through? I'm sorry whether my question was confusing.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Yeah, now let me answer it this way. There are two ways of answering this. First, let me give you the practical way, then I got the spiritual, when the soul's way, soul's perspective, and then first take the practical perspective. We need to, it is not true that we have to pass through, learn everything in a hard way. Yeah. However, we need to experience many things in this lifetime, and we have been given free will choices. So if we exercise our choice, suppose somebody is teaching something spiritual thing or sharing some spiritual knowledge, etc. It is our free will to accept it or reject it, to come or not to come, or to, take the lesson, not to take the lesson, or think about it or not to think about it, or something like that. We have a free will. So in our free will, if we go ahead with that, maybe we'll be getting saved from a lot of things, other things to be experienced in the hard way. Because by free will, you have chosen the path without knowing that what will be the outcome, but we have used our free will to choose something, at least we feel this is the right, it is the truth, I need to go with this direction. That itself is good enough so that we'll be saved from the lot of hardships and things in the life. Okay. So it is a free will, basically. So our free will decides whether we learn in a hard way or learn in a softer way. That is the first way of approaching it. Second way of approaching it is our soul's journey. Soul creates that kind of events in our life, whether we get the opportunity. Our soul only brings the opportunity so that we get learned. If we take the opportunity and learn those kind of things from the sources given by our soul only, then we can avoid going into the harder way. If we don't learn in the softer way, then degree of hardness will keep on growing, And one point of time, it will be very hard, but it does not given in the first instant. That is, it is not happen that we get the toughest exam fast. It is not happen. The milder one, which we could have learned in a milder way, we ignored it. As I was explaining, by free will. We have a right not to accept anything. Even we have a right not to know something. We have full right. Yeah. But if we have given not to knowing, not following, not getting more, which is not conventional or whatever, so whatever the reason may be, then slowly, the degree of hardness will increase. And one point of time, it will be like an extremely hard, tough situation. We have no other choice than to go into that direction and learn the same lesson in the hard way. So, but our soul does not give this kind of hard lesson first. It goes gradually increasing the degree of hardness. But if we ignore, then only go the hardest part of it. Okay, that is the understanding of the whole, learning kind of situation and what we get in life. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, God bless you. All right, so if there is no further question, so we will conclude our session. So we will go for Shanti Path. So after 3 Om chanting, I'll do Shanti Path and then conclude our session. Om. Sarvesham swastirubhavatu. Sarvesham शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनो सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ